The stimulus package, some $2 trillion, passed through the Senate, likely to go through the House, and that will have obvious flow-on effects throughout the world markets.
Yeah, Pete, when I woke up early Saturday morning to do the Switzer report, the Dow was up a little bit, NASDAQ was down, S&P was down, and in the end, the Dow finished up over 500 points. And so this, in Australian dollar terms, it gets to about $2.5 trillion. And so that's going to really help the US stock market. The battle will still be on with the bond market, with US yields on the rise. But Pete, I think a lot of people are ignoring the fact that even though interest rates are rising, they're coming off unbelievably low bases. And if you've got all this money being spent by, and it's probably more money than the US economy needs, that's going to lead to company profits, going through the roof, and stock prices will therefore respond. So I think all up, this is probably coming at the right time for the market when the market's getting a little bit negative. And I think the bottom line is, I interviewed AMP Capital's Deanna Masana during the week, and she was saying AMP Capital thinks that the US economy is going to grow by more than 6%, but their estimate is at the lower end. There are people out there forecasting 7%. So
I find it extraordinary. Yeah, their unemployment's already down to 6%. It's quite the recovery. It was over at 20 towards the end of last year.
Yeah, and an interesting thing, Pete, really is that they expected about 210,000 jobs in February, ended up being like 370,000, a huge number. So they're rebounding quickly, and it underlines the value of the vaccination rollout. And that's not only meaning that people can get back out and start doing stuff again, it means that normalcy of the US economy is a lot closer than we thought maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah, okay. Just locally, we've got the JobKeeper payments that are going to be ending in just a couple of weeks' time. Pete, it's not very far away. What sort of a fiscal cliff are you expecting, bearing in mind that the Treasurer is up in Queensland for a couple of days, sussing out the tourist industry there after pressure from Anastasia Palaszczuk to provide some help?
Yeah, and it makes sense. Look, Pete, the economy is not going to fall off a fiscal cliff, as we did think back in 2020.
Yeah.
But individuals, they will have fiscal cliffs. JobKeeper goes, you revert to JobSeeker, a much lower payment. You've also got the end of rent protections on March 26, and that's not going to help. And so you've got all the people who no longer will have the rent protections from landlords. You've also got the landlords who will have businesses going broke on them. And you've also got Jeff Borland in the Australian, a labour market economist. He thinks that there could be 250,000 jobs lost. Now, you can lose a job in one sector and pick up in another. And that's probably the best piece of news, and the reason why I say it won't be an economic fiscal cliff for the country. I actually found this fantastic chart called the Economic Tracker, which actually looks at Australia versus the US and the UK. Our Economic Tracker Index has really just rebounded like a V. Europe is actually falling off a cliff because of its infection problems. The US has gone up, rebounded, and then it's gone straight across. Miles poor compared to us. We are one of the best performing countries, both in infections and in economic comebacks, and they're both related.
Women's Day today, Pete. Celebrating Women's Day, and also the rich list when it comes to women has been revealed. No guessing who's number one, though.
Yeah, Jenna Reinhart by a country mile. $30-something billion. Coming second is the Pratt sisters. They are a third of Visi, which is a great company, and they're around $3 billion or something like that. And I look for the celebrity amongst the group, and Nicole Kidman came in at about 26. And Gorilla.com says she's worth about $250 million US. Not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. You're right about that.